Hello. Hello. I'm just thinking about a billboard that I saw today, and it said, "Do you want better sex?" So I thought, yeah. But then it said, "nasal delivery." Now, I'm up for trying new things in the bedroom, but I'm not sure about nasal. And it got me wondering what my friend actually meant the other day when she said that she'd be up for a nose job. But I have heard that people are willing to pay good money for a good nose job, so maybe I should give this nasal delivery thing a try. Actually, I got a nose job earlier this year. The real kind, not the nasal delivery. Because I used to have a huge nose, and I knew that because people seemed to think it was important to let me know that all the time. So I'd get, "Are you still eating that banana?" It's true. Or, "Don't point that thing at me, it might go off." And it must be great to have those big nostrils to fit those big fingers into. But my favourite was actually the much more subtle, "Did you know you've got a big nose?" And they say it like they're saying, "Oh, you've got something on your face." "Did you know you've got a big nose?" "No, really? Well, thanks for letting me know I'm the elephant in the room." And I used to think that what people thought of me was affected by the size of my nose as well, because I used to get called things like big nosed wanker. And so I got the nose reduced, and now I know what people think of me. Now I'm just a big wanker. And I used to be fuck nose. So now I'm just fuck nose. I used to be big nose dick, but now I'm just big dick. And I thought the nose job would help me with the ladies, but it's ruined all my good pickup lines. So now when I say, "Do you know you can judge the size of a man's penis by the size of his nose?" I get the cartoon gesture. It's the same when I say, "Hey, do you want to sit on this?" Same thing. So I'm trying new lines, and didn't seem to work so well when I said, "I've had a nose job, can you pick it?" So next I'm going to try, "I'm not nosy, but I've got a nasal delivery for you." I saw another billboard the other day. It said, "Problem with erections?" And this time I did call them. I said, "Yes, I get them all the time. Can you help me with them?" "Hello? Hello?" They hung up. "Ah, not that kind of help." So I called straight back and said, "No, I meant that they come all the time." But it is a serious problem. And I do yoga. And just on Saturday, in the yoga class, and you lay down, you get in there, close your eyes. The teacher walks around the room, helping you get in the zone, saying, pull your thoughts out of your mind. And so my mind wandered, and pop, there it is. And I'm thinking, oh no, she's going to see this for sure. This is going to be so embarrassing. Because she's wandering around the room, I hear her voice a bit closer, and she's saying, put the thoughts of the day out of your mind. And I'm thinking, she's going to see this for sure, because I've just got my little yoga shorts on. I'm thinking, she's going to see it, she's going to see it. And then I hear her voice, and it's right above me. And she says, put whatever thoughts you're having right now out of your mind. So I opened an eye and peeked up, and she's looking straight at me and says, however exciting those thoughts might be. Oh, I nearly lost it then, but unfortunately I didn't. And so we started doing poses. And so while the class was doing dog pose, I was doing mongrel pose. And while the class was doing triangle pose, I was doing pup tent pose. But I couldn't go on when she said, now Gary's going to demonstrate tree pose. But at least she didn't say, do snake pose. Well, she did half moon pose. And, it is a problem. Like sometimes I get out of the shower and I get used as a towel rack. I don't mind so much at home, but I'm not sure how to react when that happens at the gym. But, you know, my mind does wander like that in terms of the yoga class, and I have to go to meetings, and they can be really boring. And my mind wanders away. But I get pulled back sometimes where I hear somebody say something that doesn't sound right. And I was at a meeting today, actually. There's a French guy in the group. And I was up at the ferry somewhere, and I hear, "The customer fucks." So I've just gone, "What?" And he looks at me like I've got two heads and says, "The customer fucks you." And I'm thinking, maybe he's talking about customers in France. Maybe in France, the customer service is just a bit more personal. Maybe if I was in France, I'd get help with my erection problems. But I say again, what? And now the whole group's looking at me like I've got two heads. And I'm thinking, hey, he's the one fucking the customers. But he says to me slowly, looking at me seriously, "The customer fucks you from their fucks machine." The meetings, they drive me nuts. I worked for our favourite national telephone company for a while, and they actually had a weekly meeting to discuss the problem of people being in too many meetings. But I knew it was time to leave there when I put in a petty cash claim to get a gun and 6 bullets. Not because I put it in, because it actually got approved. Sometimes I'm in meetings and I get pulled back by somebody saying, "What do you think, Gary?" So I try to come up with a perfect line, so to get me out of the shits, I don't know, I've got no idea what they're talking about. And so for a while I try, "I'll give it a go." And then one day the topic was sexual harassment. So then I tried, I'm in two minds. But then the topic was a co-worker who's bipolar. I even tried being honest one day and I said I wasn't listening. And the topic was employing deaf people. Now sometimes I wonder what my father would think of all this meeting bullshit and business stuff that goes on. Because he's a radical left-wing political activist and a communist. And you know, solidarity brothers is all great, but when you're 10 years old and it's Christmas time and your parents are communists, it's a bit different. Do you remember that game Mousetrap?
Yeah.
I asked for Mousetrap one year. I got a mousetrap. Apparently my Christmas present that year was a valuable lesson in existentialism. One year I asked for a toy train, a train set, and I got a station platform, but the train never came. Apparently my present that year was a valuable lesson in the evils of privatisation. One year I asked for a toy gun, and I got a Russian Army surplus Kalashnikov rifle. I just wish I'd kept it until I was grown up and was working for Telstra. No, but I love my parents, and as I always say to them, thanks for having me.